What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And just as I predicted, EA Sports is going to be completely nerfing bench press. And instead of just raising the value, I thought they would just raise the value. And I'm going to explain to you why I thought that. It just makes it a lot less work for them to do, and then it prevents them from destroying the game further. So I'm thinking, like, you know what? Maybe that makes more sense. They raised the AP for bench press to 3 from 1. All right, so that will deter people from using it as much because you can't have as many people with it. With the right now we have a 10 cap ability point situation. But instead of that, now they're going to nerf it even more. So they made it 3 AP, but now they're going to tune it down. Now I'm going to give you guys some insight into what will make the gameplay better. One of the only issues that I had was on run plays. It also worked. They're going to be tuning that according to the information that we've been given. Do I believe that this patch is going to make the game overall better? I do not, okay? Do I believe that everybody that's using bench press is not gonna have to find another way to be an idiot? I do. Because remember, I gave up on bench press 2 weeks ago when they first announced that EA was getting involved. The reason that I don't really, I don't wait to see what they're gonna do is because their tendencies are the same. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like if you put out a rat trap and you got a mad big thing of cheese, most likely if there's a rat, that rat's gonna go right there to that cheese because you can't help yourselves. EA cannot help themselves with doing patches that just do everything else other than what they intend. So I got away from bench press early so that I wouldn't be one of those guys right now that's trying to figure out like, yo, what am I gonna do to get their receivers out the game? Was it a cool feature? I would say yes. I thought it was a cool feature to have. I didn't particularly think that players like Deion Sanders should be able to get it because that doesn't make sense because he was never known for that type of situation. But again, it's an EA Sports video game. Certain things are going to happen that are not supposed to make sense. So look, once they raised it here, looking at it from a perspective of what it actually does, I think that this was fair. I actually applauded them for that. 3 AP. So now you're not running around with the whole team having bench press. Dude, just bench press me all over. I log off. I'm still getting bench press. They would have stopped it because for the most part, it went from like 4 dudes having it, 4 corners having it, to like 2 corners having it, and then they had to figure out what else they needed to do. Now, with the way that they're doing it, they're going to actually tone it down even more and reduce the effect of making the receivers that fatigued. So why would you use it? It doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? It's sort of like they intend for certain things to happen, and then they get complaints from guys that don't understand Madden. And then even though you can complain about it because like, yo, why my receivers going out? They gave us counters on the offensive side of the ball. So that, you see, if you're trying to make the game a chess match, you have to keep it along those lines. Now, do I think that the tuning with the run plays is a good thing? Yes, but I don't think that you completely nerf it when people have made this part of their game plan. See, that's what the huge part of the issues that people have with EA Sports. The easiest way is to just nerf it. And that's the new generation that we're in, so you're not really teaching anybody anything. All you're doing is saying, all right, if I get enough complaints, I'm gonna change it. But this was something that they wanted to have in the game. This is not a mistake. They have to, this is what I try to explain to you guys, right? We were actually being very naive back in the Madden 16 days, and I myself included, where I thought that their full intention was to make a better game. They create things that they don't know what the outcome will be. And then they put it in the game and then they give it to us and then we figure out ways to utilize it and then they take it away from us. I still not have received, they haven't given me about my training for Vincent Jackson since they patched it because he wasn't actually supposed to get deep out elite. They just took it off my card. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't really, it's very, very technical. I don't know how to explain it, but it appears that they don't have people that actually play the game to see exactly what's happening with it before they give it to us in most cases. Because if that was the case, they would know what bench press does. I think what they did was they just tested it to make sure that it would fatigue the receiver. They didn't look at it to see, oh, it works on run plays. 1 AP is probably too little. You see what I'm saying? Like, it affects the game so heavily, but it's not a lot of thought process that goes into what it does afterwards. That's why I told you guys, I'd rather go to ACROBAT. I jumped to ACROBAT 2 weeks ago, and I told you why. Because after this title update, right, I don't know what else is going to be secretly patched. And the game is what it is. So we're going to be playing a whole nother game. Whether it's good or bad, they still haven't fully patched the fact that everybody drops picks now and you don't catch the ball in general ways that you're supposed to when you're wide open. that still has not been fixed, even though they gave us another title update. So the frustration that most of you guys feel, and you leave it in the comments, I feel that as well. And that's one of my major issues, is that when is it going to stop? Because now what you could do with the new Madden live service is you can up like a comment that makes absolutely no sense, and they'll look at that and say, yo, that's a problem. Like, they nerfed Enforcer, and Enforcer was already nerfed. So I don't know who they're listening to and what's going on, but that's what we're going to have to deal with. And that's why I tell you, once EA is made aware of anything that's working for any reason, they are going to patch it. Like, that's just the first. They did it with armbar with Zeke Elliott. They did it right now with bench press. Instead of just making it so that people have to find ways to have better defense and have more people out on the field, sometimes people are going to break tackles. The game is already Marvel Avengers. Like, it's already that. So you can't now start tuning it, because what's going to happen is, if you tune it and then you also raise the ability points, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're pretty much telling us that, just like a lot of the other abilities that don't work, you're saying, look, yeah, use this, but it doesn't work the same way, but we're going to charge you the same. Where else can you get away with doing that? I don't understand how nobody is outraged by this. They've already raised the AP, so why would you now then tune it? It should be able to do all that stuff with 3 AP, because that's a huge portion. It's like 33% of all your cap right now. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's really visualizing it and looking at it like that. Like, they should not be doing that. It's one or the other. Raise the AP and leave it alone, or tune it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do both, because now you're still charging 3 AP for something that works half as well. Not fair, not acceptable, in my opinion. But you guys are going to go do whatever you want to do anyway. I'm just giving you guys the insight into it. So now, bottom line is this. Once you realize that bench press is useless, most of you guys are going to go ahead and just pretty much get your refund and then go from there, which is a really good thing that they've had mercy on us and say, you know what, we weren't allowing you to do it before. Now we'll give you back 90%. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put a little bit of our imaginary currency into the Sims and have our Sims players use it. Like, bro, like, what are you doing with it? I don't know what they're doing with it, but it doesn't matter, because you ain't going to do nothing anyway. What are you going to do? You're going to just go ahead and just let them do what they're doing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Bottom line about the situation is, where are you going to go next? Well, some of these other abilities are all garbage. Just to be honest with you, a lot of the abilities are trash. Now, the medium route KO, we tried it out. It was trash. We got rid of it, right? We didn't try one step ahead, but I've played people that have it. It's so unrealistic the way that they jump the route that it disgusts me. But it is something that they haven't attacked yet. Once EA gets it on its radar that, oh, it works, let's fix it. Like, that's their motto. Okay, that's working the way it's intended. Let's patch it right now. Like, bro, okay, what? Hold up. Yo, let's go ahead and do it right now. They're like, yo, wait a minute. It works the right way. No, don't worry about it. I know it works. Let's patch it. That must be their thought process. As of right now, nobody's really going too crazy or one step ahead. So that's going to be safe for now. But this was a huge part of a lot of people's offenses, especially a lot of the pro players that I played. Most of them had at least 3 bench presses out on the field when it was 1 AP. They're going to have to now adjust. Okay, so because of where I am right now with the medium route KO, and I've already actually tried it, I don't know how to really, I don't know how to assess it to let you guys understand. There's not really much else other than ACROBAT, because ACROBAT actually works the way it's intended. They will die for the ball. They will turn into Superman. They will do a lot of things that will help you go after those picks. So that's something that works. Now, let's back out of that. Let's go to the third box, right? He's not really a flat, he's not really a zone archetype corner. He's a man-to-man guy. So some of these things, flat zone KO actually works for zone corners. They actually play the flat very, very well. But again, with everything the way that it is, I don't really know where you go after that. I'm going to be honest. Other than ACROBAT, I don't know where you go. ACROBAT is the only thing that works the way it's supposed to work, and I know that it worked. Everything else I've tested out, and it's been absolutely straight. I can't say it's horse manure, because horse manure can be sold for fertilizer, so that has value, but it's just bad trash, most of these other things that are going on. So, overall, that's my assessment of where they are with bench press. Where we go from here is going to depend on you guys and the way that your feedback is generalized, because we have to be able to come together and make them understand. If you're going to raise the AP, you can't also nerf it. If you're going to nerf it, let it stay at 1 so that people want to get a little bit of the value of it. That makes sense. It's just not fair the way that they've done it. And I don't think it's acceptable, in my opinion. So, you know, whatever you guys are feeling, you let me know as well. But I would probably start to steer clear of that and start to go towards ACROBAT, because that's the only thing that works right now, and then figure out everything else. And yes, specifically, those medium rock KOs and all that crap, it doesn't work. Dudes would dot me all over the place. ACROBAT is the only thing that has successfully made a difference with my defense. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Please feel free to leave your feedback. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Have a good day. One love, y'all.